There's still continued talk about Jeremy Corbyn, and Gert DK says, "Isn't Corbyn irrelevant?" And Jeff Poole 483 says, "Exactly, he now sits as an independent." I entirely disagree. Quite apart from the fact that Jeremy Corbyn is one of the most impressive constituency MPs that we have in the present Parliament, whether he's sitting for Labour or as an independent. Corbyn's views are extremely important. He commands a wide following, not only in the left of the Conservative, not only in the left of the Labour Party, but also among thinking people throughout politics. People who may agree with him, people who may disagree with him. I happen to think that he's a very interesting individual, sometimes with extraordinary views, never quite as extraordinary as his brother's views. But I have great fondness both for Piers and for Jeremy. I don't know Jeremy Corbyn. I do know his brother, and I have a lot of respect for his brother. I don't share his views at all. I don't think I share any of his political views. I think even when it comes to education, as I pointed out a long time ago, in that one area, I'm to the left of Jeremy Corbyn. I think education, particularly for university, should be open to everybody who wants it, and we should be finding a way to restore the grant system. But if that means offering a university education to far fewer people, then so be it. I certainly don't think we should be straddling somebody with a debt simply for contributing to the development of our society. But that's neither here nor there. Jeremy Corbyn, when he was elected in 2015, came in on a wave of authenticity. Here was a person who was straight talking, who was fairly clear. What he has become since is somebody who has been evasive and really quite vague in an effort to avoid being caught by an extremely hostile media. And I don't think that is helpful. In fact, I think that's that is the direction of play that maybe he went in after being leader, and it's a direction where he's defying the authentic image which propelled him to the top of his party. And of course, one of the hallmarks, one of the benchmarks of his premiership was this idea that we should be looking for the issues rather than the personalities putting them forward. I entirely disagree. I think we understand something precisely because of the personality that is putting something forward. Somebody has slapped me on the wrist and said that I talk about a lot of things I don't understand. Of course I do. Of course I do. Ignorance is a starting point, and by chattering about something, maybe we can hope to find a way to cut through our ignorance and find some sort of truth. But the fact that I don't draw the same conclusions as everybody else doesn't mean that I am ignorant. The fact that I have an education doesn't mean that I'm educated. I simply know a few things. I don't know a lot. I want to learn more. The whole point about education is not about the acquisition of knowledge, but about learning how to acquire knowledge, learning how to get more, and learning how starts off from the position that we don't know. We don't know. So let's learn something new. And I can certainly say with my hand on my heart that a conversation with Piers Corbyn is always a revelation. And I'm sure a conversation with Jeremy Corbyn is equally a revelation. And I criticised him yesterday for vague words and, quote, diplomatic words, which don't really mean anything. We all want peace. What does that mean in practice? it means in practice we have. I think it means in practice that we have two hands, and that we must say with one hand we want peace, and we must do everything to get it. That means leaving every door open, even the doors of the people with whom we disagree, but at the same time making it absolutely clear with the other hand that we disapprove and we condemn the actions, particularly of invasion. It wouldn't matter who did it. A country that invades another country must be condemned. A terrorist organisation that bombs and invades another country must be condemned. Full stop. It doesn't matter whether that is Hamas, whether that is Yoka, whether that is the Irgun. These organisations, you can't use hate to build peace. Now, I know that the Irgun went on to effectively form a government and went on to develop the state of Israel. And I don't question the existence of the state of Israel. Why? Because legally it is established, number one. Number two, because morally I think it is right. And partly because of the experience of the Holocaust, and partly because of much older history. And I think the eccentric Hasidim who disapprove of the state of Israel and who are holding Palestinian flags in various parts of the world and giving interviews to Turkish media and so on. These people are crazy, really. These people are crazy because the basis of their position is the idea that is that they are a God-given wandering people, God-given vagrancy. I disagree with that interpretation entirely, and in the same way as I disagree with people who believe that the Jewish temple should be rebuilt. This sort of religious zealotry must be tempered by kindness, not by compromise, by kindness. And I think when it comes down to the when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, Jeremy Corbyn understands kindness. That's why he's in the business of politics, in a way that I think, sadly, Suella Braverman does not. I would have significantly more time for Jeremy Corbyn than I would for Suella Braverman. With Priti Patel, the jury's out, I think. I don't know, is the question. But Jeremy Corbyn, I do know. I think he's essentially a good man. I think he's wrong, but I think he's essentially a good man. And incidentally, while we're at it, I think Laurence Fox is essentially a good man. Misguided and very, very badly produced and supported, but essentially a good man. And I'm sorry if that comes across as confused. I don't think it is. And in the same way, I think there are bad people. I think there are bad people. I don't think anybody is irredeemably bad, but I think there are bad people.